Hey friends, hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to let's go feed the chickens. Today we're going to talk about feeding the chickens. We're going to get everybody fed. We're going to do the chores. Why am I doing it today? Lisa is currently out of town, and so voila, falls to me. So if you guys are having a wonderful day, it's a beautiful day here in Flat Top. Let's spin around so you guys can see how beautiful it really is. It's a beautiful sky. We got a couple chemtrails, but all in all, beautiful, beautiful day. Leaves changing a little bit. Still got plenty of pears on my pear tree. All in all, lovely day. So tomorrow is lovely. As lovely as today, we will be probably getting in and doing some stuff with the bees. We will see how well tomorrow is to come up with that idea. So, let me show you guys what I'll be doing for those that want to know some of the interesting stuff with the bees. So we will be moving this beehive right here. It's going to actually move over and be right here where this whole setup is. So right now I'm just getting that one set up, making sure I had it blocked off the way I wanted it blocked off. So I think all is good. So you guys will be able to see this is going to be covered in plastic all the way up there. And they're going to have a little door right out here to go in and out right through there. That'll help protect them from the snow and protect them from other things. So excited about that. So it should turn out very well. So that's those beehives. All the other ones are going to be doing different things with each of the different beehives. So we will see how each of the different types of tactics that I plan to do work out. So first, I guess let's start off with the bunnies in the bunny barn. That's what we're going to start off with first. Get them all fed. Then we'll give Sylvia some food. And then we'll just move down the line. So I think we're going to put you right here. Let's spin this camera around. I don't know what music is playing in here. It's very odd. You guys can see the crazy fun barn. So I'm going to walk over there, change the radio because I don't know what's playing and I don't like it. Better. I don't know what. It was playing some silly local station. I don't know what it was. So here we are in the bunny barn. We've got a bunch of bunnies in here. I'll give you guys some in just a bit. Howdy, Dan. So this is the barn that will be. This is the barn that the big projects are going to be for next year because this was kind of a makeshift barn that we threw together over the course of the years because we needed more room for the bunnies, and we really need to get this functioning better. We initially built this when we had to rescue some bunnies back before we ever thought we were gonna get bunnies. This was our storage shed. That because of the acquiring bunnies, the rescuing bunnies so quickly, this in turn turned into the bunny shed. I'll show you guys some of the young bunnies that we have because those that know me know there's always young bunnies here. Okay. I snagged on. Here is one of the young bunnies. Cute little guy. Fluffy little guy. So he says hello. You put him back in here? Actually, I'm gonna let you guys watch the bunnies for just a second. I need to go grab something, and while I'm doing that, you guys can sit here and watch the bunnies. I'll be right back in just a second.
Tell me I'm not good for you right now. It's been so heavy this season, too much for my mind. Oh, I don't wanna talk about the time when there was space between us. Feeling like I can lose. It's not the same season. Let's get lost in each other and pretend that we don't care. Oh, I've watched 1,000 stars collide in the hallway while I was sinking like a stone. And now I find you in all the smoke. Why don't you give me a reason? You need a place where you can breathe out. The second guessing why you leave me. Is there a way that we can make it right? And you ain't gonna be late at night. Do you want it? I can see it. When it's close, yeah. You know it's hard to believe. Let's get lost in each other and pretend that we don't care. Oh, I watched 1,000 stars collide in the hallway while I was sinking like a stone. And now I find you in all the smoke.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Hopefully, I had to go help my brother with something real quickly. So hopefully I got that handled. And we're good to go. That's the downfall. Staying on the farm and with family. Something always pulling you in lots of directions. So anyways, where were we at? We were back to here in the bunny barn, feeding everyone. It's not that exciting. but it's a very, very important chore that needs to be done every day. So let's fill this up. Let's go out and get all the guys outside. So thanks, Mock. Let's go get the bunnies out. This way. So I think everybody's good in the bunny barn today. So we're gonna get these guys out here fed. You guys can see the ducks and the bunnies and the apples. Wow, there's a lot more. I guess when I look this way, there's a lot more chemtrails this way than I realized. Some drippy ones right over the house. Yeah, a lot more this way. So be life. Dropped my handle. Come on, scooper. So hope everyone's having a good day. Me, it's been busy. Running around doing a bunch of stuff. Luckily, none of it's hard. Just a whole lot of busy work. So we gotta give the bunnies in here some food. Check on their water, make sure their water's good. Water's good in here. Gotta go. What we're gonna do is we're moving over to these next guys. I'm getting all the guys outside done first, and then we're gonna move into the barn and we'll do all the barn guys second. Oh, these guys are super hungry. There's Fernando. One more out here. And Fernando's gonna come say hi. Yep, Fernando. Okay. Good with the bunnies. With winter coming up, you do need to make sure that your bunnies are well fed, that they've got everything that they need to get their extra weight, their weight up, especially if you're going to keep some of them outside because they need to get their fur nice and super furry and ready to go. So this is the time of year I don't have as much problem with Lisa overfeeding because she's really good at making sure that the animals have more than enough food, I guess is the nicest way to put it. So okay, so let's get all these guys done in here. Now we're in the bunny barn. Because I got the rabbit food, I'm going to go through and get all the rabbits first, so. So, again, depending on what kind of rabbits you want and if you're trying to eat them, if you're going for fur, if you're just going for a lot of stuff. So different types of feed depending on the different kind of rabbits, depending on if they're male rabbits, female rabbits, if you want them to be pregnant or you don't. We just basically, we don't do as much calculation as I probably should when it comes to rabbit feed. There's some really good, if anybody needs any links, I can give you some links. There's some really good calculations based on what, like the age of the rabbit and the food stuff. But what we just do is we just get just good quality rabbit feed, and then we give them plenty of hay. So we grow our own hay here, so plenty of our own hay, and then Lisa makes sure they always have snacks. So this time of year, the rabbits get apples and pears as snacks. We'll go and cut a bunch of clover because our hayfield's got a bunch of clover. So we'll get a bunch of clover in the hayfields. We'll put it in there. And for the guys that can't get out there, the guys that we don't have free ranging around, we try to find the stuff that they would normally want to eat, and we kind of give that to them. And mostly we're raising our rabbits to resell and to breed and to make us compost. That's our main purpose for our rabbits. But we do have rabbits that are suitable for eating. We just don't. But this time of year, Lisa likes to give them quite a bit extra, so I don't give them quite as much as Lisa does. But we like to make sure the guys inside I'm not as worried about because they won't be quite as cold as everybody else. But the guys outside, I do pay attention to their coats. Lisa's moved some of the bunnies on me since last time I was in here. She must have moved in the last day or so. It is very intriguing coming into the bunny barn and seeing where I used to have rabbits and now there's something else. But our goal is to make sure that all of them have nice, happy homes or content homes until we build them a new one. So, where did I just put the feed? That's not the food. I'm like an absent-minded professor today. I can't, I'm just misplacing everything. Found it. You guys can see it's kind of dusty in here, and there's some stuff. This once it gets a little bit cooler, and in the wintertime, we can then hyper-focus on, we hyper-clean this off. It sounds crazy. We do one really big cleaning in the spring and one big cleaning early winter. So the big cleaning in the winter is just before we button this up. So we'll probably do a video of how to button up this barn and how to get it ready for winter. Yeah, it's really intriguing because, when I originally was building this barn and what we raised in here, we weren't originally designing this for rabbits. This was actually designed for chickens, and now it's about 50-50. which is cool to have. Ultimately, to condense everything down and have this building will be mostly where we keep most of our livestock. As we get the balance back and get things better under control, that is kind of what we plan on doing, is having more of more time for us to be able to focus on some of our bigger projects than always on doing what we're currently doing. We're just always feel like we're chasing building cages and trying to get all that kind of stuff in line. That's the thing on a farm, is once you get a little behind, it seems like you're just always chasing another project. But again, I'm not complaining, because I get to be outside, be a farmer, get to grow stuff, get to raise, get to be around animals. So it's really just a good time. It's just interesting because completely different types of time management, I think. Okay, so we're good with the rabbits now. So now we're gonna get to why did you do that? There we go. Gimbal's just acting up again today. So we're gonna go feed all of the baby chickens behind me. So that's what we're gonna be working on next. Let's get that in place. I've raised more baby chickens this year than I have in quite a few years in the past. So we were part of the reason we chose to do that is some of our population was dwindling, and we had some really high quality hens and some roosters, and we thought that it was just going to be the perfect time to do that. So the good thing about having the cages the way we currently have them set up in the feeders, especially after Lisa feeds them, I just kind of need to touch them up, make sure they got plenty of water, and some of them need a lot of feed and some of them don't need as much. So some of you might be wondering why we feed our chickens so late in the day. Is we figured out that second chef chicken things is just fine as long as they have food throughout the course of the entire day. Making sure you stay on routine is really what's most important. So we're going to be going over this way. So we're heading, can't really see where I'm heading. I'm down here. Okay, now we got the guys outside that we're going to go address, so we'll go to those next. So we still got about 2 guys outside. Actually, we have 3 guys outside. So reason for this is we haven't quite made room, and we're going to be converting some of these to bunny barns. So while we're going to be converting those to bunny barns and doing that, it's just easy to these guys. And until it gets super cold outside, it's not a big deal that they're out here. Let's go deal with Drake. Give him some food and water, and the couple in the small coop that we were building over here. So we built a small, you guys might have seen this, what we call the handy run. This is to give us some more room, and we originally had built this for some of our handicap animals. Okay. Perfect. Let me give these guys some stuff out this way. Okay. Very good. Got all that handled. Got everybody. I fed Sylvia just before. For those that are wondering why I haven't, you maybe didn't see me feed Sylvia. I had actually fed Sylvia just before I started the camera. She was acting. I was out here doing some stuff, and Sylvia was acting up, and she was telling me she was super hungry. So I needed to make sure I got her handled way ahead of time. So she's already been fed. So luckily I had a lot of stuff already out up, like most of the water I'd already had handled. But as you guys can see, even with all the animals and such I have, it's not a whole lot. Roughly, me and Lisa established, it takes roughly about an hour to get everybody, fed. and everybody happy, which isn't too bad. So it's a pretty good time. But when you have to clean out, when you have to do some more cleaning of the cages, when you got to do other things, it's definitely a little bit more time consuming. So you guys, and you know, like you see me with the bees when we have to handle with the bees. So roughly, I estimate that bees take roughly about 30 to 45 minutes a hive. So, which by the way, tomorrow, at least 4 of the hives, I might do all of the hives, I'm not sure yet, but at least 4 of the hives are going to get their medicine, their yearly medicine. I'm nervous about getting into 2 of the hives, but the other ones should be fine. We're using Apivar to help keep the population low. If I happen to have a hive that doesn't look like it has a virulent population, I might actually not give them Apivar and make those the control hive. But I was going to for sure do the control hive, but somebody pointed out that I am running the risk of bees switching from hive to hive and meeting out there in the woods when they're still collecting things. And here's Fernando again. You can see his tail. Yeah, it's Fernando. Anyway, so I might just treat all the hives. I might not go with my control for the Apivar just because I don't want to run the risk of that to keep being the reason why we keep having lots of virulent and such in the area. So I'm still trying to decide that one. So totally interested in what you guys' opinion on that. Yes, Fernando. I don't know what he wants. I fed him earlier. I think he's just telling me about his day. So he's just a loud cat. Just a loud kitty. I don't know what he wants. He just wants to be on my lap and have me pet him and just stop bothering him, or he wants me to follow him because Timmy fell in a well. I'm not sure. One of the two. So yeah, no, you're probably right, Mock. He's probably absolutely saying every one of those things. And then he's saying, why aren't you out here with me? We should all be doing this. We should all be, why are you doing this? And be, I mean, you guys can see, you know, as I'm sitting right here, you know, we got the ducks just hanging out, wanting to know what I'm doing. They see Fernando. I think when they see Fernando, there's another guy right there. Oh, now that I've pointed at them, they're just like, oh, we need to go away. Run away, run away. So let's walk out to the market garden. I'll show you guys how well it came along and the last little bit I have left in it. Here's some pokeweed, if you guys aren't familiar with pokeweed. So it makes really good hair dye. It's not a berry that you should eat unless you're treating it like medicine. If you know how to eat it, then it's good to go. But if you don't, I do highly suggest avoiding it. Very excited about this. The first year, my black walnut trees that I planted from seed. I planted all these black walnut trees that are over here from seed about 16 years ago. And they're finally producing their first black walnut, so. Okay, so on your skin, the dye will last a very long time. If you dye clothes and you lock it and you know how to lock natural dyes in, so there's techniques for different types of dyes to lock that into your clothes. So different things require slightly different things. The dyes actually last a long time. You know, it's interesting. We're talking about dyes, but black walnuts are actually another thing that produce some nice dye. So you can actually, if you women used to dye their hair, women that wanted to dye their hair nice and brown, not quite black, but a nice color brown, they would use the inside of the husks and you can squish that down and turn that into a liquid. The other good thing about the inside of this is they're naturally antifungal. And so if you have really bad athlete's foot or things of that sort, you can actually use that, and it'll do a great job of helping relieve that. So lots of cool natural remedies. Part of the reason I really enjoy black walnuts is because there's a lot of, plus you can eat the walnuts. So they're a dye, they're a medicine, and they're a food. And that's just absolutely spectacular when you can have something provide all three. And then if you really wanted, the wood's so hard and you cut down the tree. Now, I'm not sure why you'd want to do that after a tree that takes, you know, about 15 years before it'll actually start producing you a crop. But let's say you did want to cut them down, maybe they're in the way. Spectacular blackwood. Black walnut wood is just a spectacular wood for like gun stocks or for handles of things, especially if you want something to have like a nice ornamental look. You can really get black walnut to have a really beautiful, beautiful look to it. It's a fairly straight wood. It's also a very hard wood. It's a very slow growing wood. Like, let's walk over to the tree real fast. I'll show you a tree. So if you see that black walnut tree, you see how little and skinny it is. That tree is roughly about 15 years old. So the tree, you know, I can pretty much get my hand all the way around. So the tree's a very, very slow growing tree, but really good for a lot of things. Now they are poisonous to livestock, but most of the time livestock, if they've got plenty to eat, livestock isn't going to eat that or isn't going to bother that or anything of that sort. So it's nothing you really need to worry about. But it is something to be aware of if you are going to have livestock and the livestock has the potential of running out of food. They will try to see if that is food. So a lot of times animals, the reason they eat the stuff that's bad for them on property is because they run out of food. They run out of their desired food that they want to eat. And so they look for anything that they possibly can eat. So you guys can see most of my corn has died back. We actually ate quite a few ears of corn from this. I was very pleasantly surprised. So I still have some tomatoes here. So very happy. The tomatoes are still, zoom down a little bit. Tomatoes are still doing well. Hasn't quite been cold enough. There's going to be plenty of good clippings I'll be able to take off of those. And you guys can see that there still is a few tomatoes hanging out right there. This vine was really, really late. So I've harvested all the squash that I can in here. All the squash is gone. You guys can see there's still, you know, there's like that little piece of orange there. I'm just letting that guy go to seed. So all the squash is gone. Most of the corn that I'm leaving here will be just corn that I use for seed corn to reseed this next year. And then I'll be coming in here soon. You guys can see my onions. So you can see my onions right here. So we'll be coming in here soon and seeing how well the onions did in here. The onions were definitely an experiment. And for those that are following my late season watermelon, it is still here. I'm trying to give it as long a period of time as it can on the vine. So there is there's my watermelon, a small watermelon, but it's still going at it, still growing a little at a time. So letting it do its thing. My pepper plant, on the other hand, it's not really doing any peppers. It definitely was more of just a plant this year. But again, I tried a new spot. I was trying something unique and different. So we'll see. I might try to dig it up because I watched some people do some some stuff with peppers and just do some fun experiments with it to see what I can do. And then that's just some barley and some junk corn. Just kind of let the junk corn do. That way if the deer come through here, they can eat on that. And I can also take that corn and use that for future projects as well. We'll walk up here. So yeah, no, I usually grow, Mock, I usually always grow my peppers on porches. I was just trying, I just brought it up here to try something a little different to see what it would do. So we've got got these bees out here. Seem to be doing pretty well. And then we'll be preparing most of this stuff for the fall, so that next year we can get a nice head start with growing some more great things and our big expansion. I'm going to get back to what I used to grow. So I used to grow a lot of food here, and then life just got in the way for a while and I didn't have as much time to dedicate towards that, so I stopped and just grew a little bit. So this year was just to see if the new location was going to be good to grow things. I didn't put a lot of money into growing up here, but now that I know how well it actually will do, something to very much do some big expansions. Like I'm going to come in here, I'm going to scythe all of this down. We'll put some, we'll mulch this, get this ready for winter. And then next year, this will be another nice big spot to grow some more coolness. And then future spot over there for the greenhouse. But right now I'm just letting it do its thing because having as much natural plants growing is great for the bees and for the and other pollinators and for the wildlife. It's always good to have as much edge. You guys know that I really like edge. As much edge, as much natural plants growing and in transition periods as possible. So lots of cool stuff that'll be able to grow up there. So we're going to sneak around through this way. Show you guys my fire pit area that I'm building up, and the bees the other set of Pine Cove bees that we'll be addressing in the near future. So the entire farm lab where the animals live is completely fenced in. The reason for that is trying to limit the predators from coming in and bothering us. So there is the 3 hives that I see there. So that'd be cool, Mock. That'd be really cool. So there's the 3 beehives. I have to really get into that. That's the one that I haven't been into in a very, very long time. So kind of interested to see what's going on in that hive. That's the one I'm most nervous about getting into too. So, but I need to get feeders on all these guys just to make sure everybody's rocking it, just to make sure everyone's good to go. My little makeshift pond where I'm breeding tadpoles. There's still some good thing is there's still some frogs and such in here. There's a tadpole right there. Still some tadpoles in here too. That's for my aquaponics setup next year. We're gonna try some aquaponics, growing some fish and some food in containers, and seeing how well that ultimately works out. What we're ultimately gonna do is it's gonna set up right here, because I've got my underground cisterns right here where the water gets caught in there, fills up the cistern. It's also fed underwater springs. Got power right there, so I'll be able to put 2 tubs there, little grow frames down in front of that. And we're gonna try some aquaponics, just because I think it'll be fun. Sylvia looks like she's still hungry, so let's go give Sylvia a snack before we head in. Another little beehive. Let's go give Sylvia, Miss Sylvia, fat muddy pig. So we're gonna get her, I'm gonna go in here and snag her a little bit more food. Bunnies and ducks. And everything else. Perfect. Oh, so right in here, guys, every one of those sticks, that is my future pawpaw garden. So I planted every one of those sticks is where I planted some pawpaw seeds. So we'll see. Hopefully I can grow some pawpaws in there. That would be spectacular. So they take a while to get some pawpaws from your trees, but still excited about seeing how well those actually turn out. Another one of my favorite plants on the farm is Jimson weed. I just love how prehistoric and spiky and crazy this plant looks. So you guys can see the crazy leaves and cool flowers and crazy spikes. Miss Sylvia! Big fat piggy. Okay. Okay, guys, well, pretty much ran all my chores today. Got a few more things that I need to do that usually require 2 hands, so. And since I don't have a dedicated cameraman, it's usually just me carrying the camera around, and so I can't do some of the fun stuff that I'd like to show you guys. But you guys also know you guys can always visit the Mavis Pharmacy, and I've got all those cameras set up. Or if you're watching this on Twitch, the same channel that I'm currently streaming on. So you can always see what's going on those channels and the cameras and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, sorry we weren't a talk chat today, but just kind of join me in my adventures. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do chores, seeing what it's like, and our little adventure off. Probably be doing this almost every day this week, so look forward to that if you like this kind of stuff. And other than that, if you want to chit chat with me, !Discord. If you're not already, join my Discord, and yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will talk to all of you guys later. It's Doc. Have yourself a wonderful day. Adios.